I didn't expect this to happen when I started a simple 7-day detox experiment. I thought it would just make me feel a little lighter, maybe give me a tiny energy boost. But on day 3, something happened that completely changed the way I think about detoxing. Inflammation, cravings, and even stress. I'm sharing it because most people who detox focus on the wrong thing, and they miss the one shift that actually changes everything. It all started on a Sunday night. I remember standing in my kitchen, looking at a week's worth of ingredients spread out on the counter. Nothing fancy, no powders that cost more than rent, just whole foods, lots of water, herbal teas, and one very simple set of rules. I wasn't trying to lose weight or impress anyone. I simply wanted to see what would happen if I took a break from the foods and habits that sneak into your life without you noticing. Like late-night snacking, mindless sugar hits, salty cravings, and energy drinks pretending to be healthy. On day 1, I woke up feeling motivated but slightly skeptical. Detox trends are everywhere, and most are exaggerated. But I wanted to test what would happen if I focused less on cleansing toxins and more on giving my body space to reset. So the first morning began with warm lemon water, a slow walk, and a breakfast built around fiber and hydration. Nothing extreme, just giving my system a clean slate. By noon, something interesting had already started. The usual craving for something sweet after lunch wasn't there, not less than gone. Normally I'd reach for a small snack, sometimes out of habit more than hunger. But this time I felt unusually satisfied. It wasn't willpower. It felt like my body had simply lowered the volume on that background urge to keep eating. Later that evening, though, came the challenge I didn't expect. Headache rolled in, slow at first, then stronger. It wasn't unbearable, but it was enough to make me realize that detoxing is not just about removing food. It's about confronting what your body had become dependent on. For many people, that's caffeine, sugar, or processed carbs. For me, it was the constant stimulation of snacks and flavored drinks. My body was recalibrating. Day 2 was a turning point. I woke up feeling clearer, almost like someone had wiped my brain with a microfiber cloth. Not euphoric, just clean. No. And for the first time in months, my stomach felt calm. No bloating, no heaviness. It was the kind of feeling you don't realize you've lost until you get it back. Breakfast tasted different, more satisfying, more flavorful. And I realized something important. When your system isn't overloaded, simple foods taste better. The biggest surprise came that afternoon. I sat down to finish a project I'd been procrastinating on for weeks, expecting to drag myself through it as usual. Instead, I zoned in with a level of focus I hadn't felt since my 20s. No fidgeting, no mental fog, just flow. I kept wondering, how is this possible on only day 2? The answer would make itself obvious later. Then came day 3, the moment that reshaped everything. Early that morning, I felt this unusual surge of energy, not the jittery kind, but steady and grounded. I decided to take a longer walk, thinking I'd get tired halfway. Instead, my legs felt lighter, my breathing felt smoother. Even my joints, which normally complained a little on colder mornings, felt strangely cooperative. But the real shock came next. Around lunchtime, I caught myself doing something that almost never happens. I stopped eating when I was satisfied. Not full satisfied. And this wasn't some heroic moment of discipline. It was natural. I didn't want more. For someone who used to finish their plate out of habit, this was a major shift. And it made me realize that detox wasn't just affecting my body, it was rewiring my appetite, my signals, my instincts. That night, the first unexpected discovery revealed itself. I noticed that my stress level had noticeably dropped. It's not because anything in my life had changed. It's not because my schedule was easier, but because my internal environment was calmer. Less inflammation, better hydration, more stable blood sugar. When your body feels safe, your brain stops sending alarm bells every hour. I slept deeper than I had in a long time. Day 4 hit differently. I woke up before my alarm, refreshed, not bursting with excitement, just peacefully awake. And then I made a mistake that many people make during detoxes. I stepped on the scale. I saw almost no change. At first, I felt disappointed. But then I reminded myself that this wasn't a weight loss challenge. This was a reset. Something far more important was happening under the surface. My inflammation was dropping. I could feel it. My rings fit looser. My face looked less puffy. Even my digestion seemed more efficient, so I made a decision right then. No more scale for the rest of the experiment. I was going to measure progress by how I felt, not by a number. That afternoon, I experienced one of the most unexpected effects of the detox, a burst of creativity. Ideas flowed easily. Tasks I had been avoiding suddenly felt doable. My brain was firing cleanly, without resistance. I realized that mental fog isn't normal, it's just common. And for many people, it's directly connected to inflammation, poor hydration, late-night eating, and a disrupted gut. By day 5, something else shifted. My cravings, especially salty ones, had almost completely disappeared. It turns out that once your taste buds reset, the things you thought you loved were actually habits disguised as preferences. When your body gets real nourishment, it stops screaming for quick fixes. Later that evening, I tried adding back one optional item, a small serving of dark chocolate. Normally, I'd eat several squares without thinking. But this time, one square was enough. My brain registered the taste more intensely, almost like it had been sharpened. On day 6, the biggest internal change happened. I felt lighter, and not in a weight sense, emotionally lighter. Less reactive, less anxious, more patient. Detoxing wasn't just cleaning my body, it was cleaning the noise I had been running on. That day, I felt something I hadn't felt in a while. Control. Not rigid. Control, peaceful control. And then came day 7, the final day. I expected a sense of celebration, but what I felt was something different. A deeper awareness of how much my daily habits had been quietly shaping my energy, my focus, my stress levels, and even my mood. I realized that detoxing wasn't about removing toxins. It was about removing interference. The fog, the cravings, the spikes and crashes, the unconscious eating, the inflammation, they were all forms of interference. And without them, my body finally had room to do what it naturally knows how to do: heal, balance, restore.
Act.
But when the week ended, something happened that truly surprised me. Days 4 and 5 are when something unexpected usually happens. Most people think detoxing is only physical: clearer skin, lighter digestion, fewer cravings. But these 2 days reveal the mental side of it. Your mind becomes quieter, not empty, just less crowded. The constant background noise, the overthinking, the worry, the rushing begins to fade. And you start hearing signals from your body that you didn't realize you had been ignoring. Hunger starts to feel different. Thirst becomes more noticeable. And your energy, instead of coming in unpredictable waves, begins flowing more steadily, like a slow, calm river instead of a storm. This is also the point where you notice which foods your body actually likes, and which ones it's been fighting against for years. When you detox even gently for just a few days, your internal reset button gets pressed. Inflammation markers begin to drop. Insulin levels calm down. Your gut bacteria shift from craving sugar to craving fiber, rich, nutrient-dense foods. And because of this, your brain becomes clearer. It becomes easier to make decisions, to focus, and to move with intention instead of reacting on autopilot. But the most surprising part? This mental clarity doesn't come from eating less. It doesn't come from forcing your body through something extreme. It comes from removing, even temporarily, the foods and habits that were secretly draining you. When you stop overwhelming your system, your body responds immediately, not by slowing down, but by speeding up its healing. By day 6, something even more surprising happened. I woke up before my alarm, not because I had to, but because I felt awake, and that hadn't happened in years. My joints felt noticeably lighter, especially my knees. My stomach felt flatter, not in a cosmetic way, but in a calm, relaxed way. And my mood felt steady, without irritability, no fog, no heaviness. Just a grounded, stable sense of clarity that made the entire day flow more smoothly. And here's what was truly shocking. I didn't realize how much inflammation I had been carrying until it started disappearing. It's like realizing you've been walking around with a heavy backpack every day, and then suddenly someone takes it off. You feel lighter, taller, freer, and you wonder how you ever got used to the weight in the first place. By the 7th day, the changes were undeniable. My cravings had rewired, my sleep had deepened, my mood had stabilized. My digestion had become incredibly efficient. And my skin, to my absolute surprise, had a glow. Not the social media filter kind of glow, but the my body is actually functioning well kind of glow. But the biggest lesson of all didn't come from the results. It came from what the results revealed. That my body had been asking for help for a long time, and I never listened closely enough. We often think fatigue is normal, bloating is normal, mood swings are normal, cravings are normal, but they're not. They're signals. They're your body trying to get your attention. And when you finally slow down enough to listen, even for just 7 days, the truth becomes very clear.